The wind howled softly through the tall oak trees of the quiet cemetery, carrying the faint scent of rain and damp soil. Gray clouds hung low in the sky, as if the world itself had lowered its head in mourning. A man dropped to his knees in front of a simple white gravestone. His shoulders shook as a broken sob escaped his chest. "I'm trying, Emily, I swear I'm trying." The words cracked in the cold air, trembling with pain that had been building for months. In his trembling hands he held a small, crumpled drawing made with bright crayons. A crooked house, a stick figure family, a smiling sun in the corner, and 3 tiny words written in uneven handwriting. "Mommy, we miss you." Tears streamed down the man's face as he placed the drawing carefully against the gravestone. The name engraved there seemed to glow faintly through the mist. Emily Carter, beloved wife, loving mother, gone too soon. The man bowed his head, pressing his forehead against the cold stone. His name was Daniel Carter, and he had never felt so alone in his life. Have you ever stood in front of someone's grave and wished you could trade places with them, just to stop the pain? Daniel closed his eyes tightly. 6 months. 6 long months since the night everything changed. 6 months since the hospital hallway filled with the sound of machines flatlining. 6 months since Emily squeezed his hand weakly and whispered her final words. Take care of Lily, their daughter, their beautiful 5-year-old girl with Emily's bright eyes and stubborn smile. Daniel had promised, but some days, he felt like he was failing. A small voice behind him suddenly broke the silence. "Daddy." Daniel wiped his face quickly and turned around. Little Lily stood a few feet away on the gravel path, clutching a small bundle of wildflowers she had picked from the field near the cemetery. Her pink coat looked slightly too big for her thin shoulders. Her hair, the same golden brown as Emily's, blew gently in the wind. She looked up at him with wide eyes. "Is Mommy still sleeping?" Daniel's chest tightened painfully. Children don't understand death the way adults do. To Lily, her mother had simply gone somewhere far away. Somewhere quiet. Somewhere she couldn't wake up from yet. Daniel forced a small smile and held out his arms. "Come here, sweetheart." Lily ran into his embrace. He lifted her gently and sat on the grass beside the gravestone, holding her close as if she were the only thing keeping him from falling apart. She placed the wildflowers carefully at the base of the stone. "I picked the pretty ones," she said proudly. "They're beautiful," Daniel whispered. For a few minutes they sat in silence. The wind rustled through the trees. Birds chirped faintly in the distance. Life continued moving forward, even when your heart felt frozen in the past. Have you ever wondered how the world keeps turning when someone you love disappears from it? Daniel wondered that every day. Lily leaned her small head against his chest. "Daddy." "Yes." "When is Mommy coming home?" The question hit him like a knife. He swallowed hard. She's watching us from heaven now." Lily looked up at the sky. "Like a star." Daniel nodded slowly. "Like the brightest star." Lily seemed satisfied with the answer. But Daniel felt his chest tighten again. Because deep down he knew something Lily didn't. Stars can't hug you when you're scared at night. Stars can't kiss your scraped knees. Stars can't sing you lullabies. And no matter how hard he tried, Daniel could never replace Emily. After a few more minutes he gently stood up, lifting Lily into his arms. "Ready to go home?" She nodded sleepily, but just as he turned toward the cemetery gate, something unusual caught his attention. Fresh flowers had appeared beside Emily's grave. Daniel frowned slightly. They hadn't been there earlier. A bouquet of white lilies and soft pink roses rested neatly against the stone. They looked expensive, carefully arranged, and tied with a silver ribbon. Daniel slowly walked closer. Attached to the ribbon was a small card. He hesitated before opening it. Inside were only a few handwritten words. "She changed my life once. Today I honor hers." Daniel stared at the message, confused. Emily had been a kind person, but she wasn't someone famous or wealthy. She had been a school teacher. Quiet, gentle, loving. Who would leave something like this? Lily noticed the flowers too. "Daddy, look. Mommy got more flowers." Daniel forced a smile. "Looks like someone wanted to say thank you to Mommy." Just then the distant sound of a car engine rolled softly through the cemetery. Daniel turned his head. A sleek black car slowly pulled up near the gravel road by the entrance. It wasn't the kind of car people usually drove to small-town cemeteries. It was the kind of car you saw outside luxury hotels or corporate buildings. The driver stepped out first. Then he opened the back door. A tall woman stepped out gracefully. Even from a distance, it was obvious she didn't belong to the quiet rural world surrounding them. Her coat was elegant, her posture confident, her presence powerful. Daniel watched as she began walking slowly toward the rows of gravestones. Her heels clicked softly against the stone path. But something about her expression seemed different from the confident businesswoman image her appearance suggested. There was sadness in her eyes. Real sadness. As she moved closer, Daniel noticed something else. She was looking directly at Emily's grave. His stomach tightened slightly. Was she the one who left the flowers? The woman stopped a few feet away. Her gaze shifted from the gravestone to Daniel, then to Lily in his arms. For a brief moment her confident expression softened. She took a slow breath. Then she spoke. Daniel Carter. He blinked in surprise. Yes. She nodded gently. I thought it might be you. Her voice was calm and warm, but something in it carried a weight of old memories. Daniel frowned slightly. I'm sorry, do I know you? The woman looked at Emily's name engraved in the stone. Then she said something that made Daniel's heart skip. No, but your wife once saved my life. The wind suddenly felt colder. Daniel stared at her in disbelief. What do you mean? She stepped closer, her eyes glistening faintly. My name is Victoria Hayes. The name sounded strangely familiar. Daniel's mind searched through old memories. Then it hit him. Victoria Hayes, one of the youngest female billionaires in the country. A technology entrepreneur whose companies were worth billions. Her face appeared regularly in business magazines and news headlines. But what connection could someone like that possibly have with Emily? Victoria looked down at the flowers she had placed earlier. Then back at Daniel. 6 years ago, I was standing on a bridge. Her voice dropped slightly, and I was about to jump. Daniel felt Lily tighten her arms around his neck. Victoria continued quietly. Your wife was the only person who stopped. Daniel's heart pounded harder. Emily. Victoria nodded slowly. She didn't know who I was. She didn't know how much money I had. She didn't know anything about my life. Victoria's voice trembled slightly now. But she talked to me for 2 hours. The wind rustled the trees again as silence settled between them. What did she say? Daniel asked softly. Victoria looked at Emily's gravestone. She reminded me that pain is temporary, but the love we leave behind lasts forever. Daniel felt his throat tighten. That sounded exactly like something Emily would say. Victoria wiped a small tear from her cheek. I owe my life to her. Lily looked at Victoria curiously. Are you Mommy's friend? Victoria crouched down gently so she could look Lily in the eyes. Her expression softened even more. I wish I had known her longer, she said quietly. Lily held up one of the small wildflowers she had picked earlier. You can have one. Victoria accepted it carefully, as if it were something incredibly valuable. Thank you. Daniel watched the moment silently. He had spent months feeling like the world had forgotten Emily. But now, a stranger worth billions of dollars was standing here honoring her. Life was strange that way. Sometimes the smallest acts of kindness ripple further than anyone ever realizes. Victoria stood again. She looked at Daniel. I came here today because I heard about her accident. The word accident still felt unreal to Daniel. The car crash had happened so suddenly. One rainy night, one distracted driver, one moment that shattered everything. Victoria took a slow breath. Your wife gave me a second chance at life. Her eyes shifted to Lily again. I want to make sure her daughter gets one too. Daniel felt a small knot of confusion forming in his chest. What do you mean? Victoria looked at both of them carefully. Then she said something that would soon change their lives forever. I'd like to help your family. Daniel hesitated. We're managing. Victoria gave a gentle but knowing smile. You're a single father raising a 5-year-old alone while working 2 jobs. Daniel's eyes widened. How do you know that? She looked slightly embarrassed. I did a little research before coming here. Daniel shifted uncomfortably. We don't need charity. Victoria shook